How you doing? This is Jazz for OldFashionedHealth.com, and today I have a special guest. I have Solomon Brennan. Solomon is the president of the Atlanta chapter of Former Players Association here in Atlanta, which has over about 600 members. So thank you, Solomon, for taking the time.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course, thank you. So tell us a little bit about what the president does for the association.
Well, what we do is really try to get involved in the community and give back. Because, a lot of people look at NFL players and say, well, these are rich guys. Well, a lot of them are rich now, but when we played, we wasn't making that kind of money.
Okay.
So our thing is, I don't care how great you are as a player, it's the fan in the community that make you. So you have to give back. So if you don't see the need to get involved in the community, to show them you care, then we're missing something. So as a president, I try to get the chapter involved in all community activity that's positive and try to help young kids get on the right track.
So what are some activities that you've been doing in the past?
Okay, on the first Tuesday of every month, we assign at least 3 guys to go down the crossroad and feed the homeless.
Okay.
But during the month, there's several guys will stop in the crossroad and go in and help feed the homeless. So we may have as many as 15 guys during the month go in and feed the homeless. That's one of our monthly challenges that we do. The other thing is we'll assign guys to go to the schools and speak to the young kids. We take part in Read Across America every year.
Okay.
We do about 3 camps a year. In fact, we did a camp yesterday, the Jim Mitchell camp, which we've been doing for 7 years. Jim Mitchell is a former Atlanta Falcon, who I think is the greatest tight end they've ever had.
Oh, greatest tight end.
Yeah,
Oh.
and so Jim was going blind, but he worked out at Ben Hill Gym. So he would walk about 5 miles to Ben Hill every day. So when he started coaching over there. So when he died, we wanted to keep his memory at that center. So we do that football camp every year. And they invite kids from all over the city to come and participate. And we give them T-shirts, we feed them. I think yesterday we had about 500 kids. Sometimes we'll get as many as 600-700 kids.
Is this something free that they can just go
It's
to?
free, yeah. It's free to anybody in the city who want to come. And I think it's August 2nd or 12th, we'll be doing one in Riverdale, Georgia, for all the kids. But the kids from Atlanta is welcome to come, and that one is free also. We have our chapter meeting once a month, and it's always the first Monday of every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's a Monday night football game?
Yeah, hey, that Monday night football don't stop anything. Remember now, we retired.
I hear you. Yeah, but what do you think is the difference between the diet from when you were playing to now in the NFL?
Oh, it's like a Rolls Royce and a Volkswagen.
Really? So what's the Rolls Royce? Which one?
Well, now they're gonna make sure. See, the football. When I played, it was guys making. In fact, I signed for $2,500.
You signed for $2,500?
A bonus.
A bonus.
I got an $8,500 paycheck.
Okay.
Well, that's now I wouldn't even talk to an agent about that. You be talking in the millions now.
Yeah.
So these guys are making money, and so they investment into these players are to make sure these players have the best. When we played, they didn't care. See, it was,
they didn't watch your diet or anything?
Oh no, when you got to training camp, really good food in the training camp, but they've changed. So like they hire 2 or 3 dietitians just to work with players on their diet. For an example, if you were playing for the Falcon now and you had a problem with your weight, they would hire a dietitian to do all your diet
specifically
for you.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
they didn't have
major difference.
Major difference. When I played, I better know what I've eaten.
So one other thing I want to touch on as far as back then and now, the subject of HGH. So HGH, for those who don't know words, is the human growth hormone. Now I think there may have come to some conclusion as far as testing in the NFL, but specifics haven't been drawn out for it. So right now it's still in the works. But what is your thoughts on HGH and players taking that to enhance their performance?
Well, I think any player who take enhancing drugs should be banned from the game.
Okay.
There's no place in the game for you to take a substance that's going to hurt your body. eventually.
Right.
And no matter who take it, down the road, he's going to pay a price for it.
Right.
So that should not be allowed in the game. And the guys who do it, and everybody needs a second chance. But I don't know. You should give them a second chance doing something else, but you should never let them play ball again. Because that's why other guys will do it. Which would you rather do? I'd rather for a guy to gamble than for a guy to take the chance to do it.
Right.
Because this is what you got to understand. There's little kids that sits and say, well, if he took it and he got better, I'll take it. Although you tell him it's going to hurt you, that kid said, I don't care. I want to be like
him.
Yeah. And so they'll take it. So I don't think there's any place in the game for enhanced drugs. I've seen guys get concussion and they go to the bench and the guy said, how many fingers I have up?
Right.
So you said 2. He said, oh, coach, you okay? But they had 3 up. So, so that was the kind of stuff, it just, they wanted to win.
They wanted the money at the end of the day.
Yeah. And see, there was certain things they would say, you can't get hurt.
Wow, really?
Yeah. They say if you get hurt, you're gone. You lose.
I got you. So you got that pressure not to get hurt,
Not
get back
to
in the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I told my knee up in 1969. And the doctor said, there's nothing wrong with him. So I went to an independent doctor. He said, you have a torn cartilage.
So the team doctor
say there's nothing wrong with him. He can play.
Gotcha.
So I go to this other. He said, you got a torn cartilage. He said, there's no way you're going to be good. So, but that's what the team doctor was always on the owner side and the coaching. And they wanted you to play. So they never saved you or hurt.
It reminds me of the movie, if you ever seen Any Given Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Where they were just like, shoot me up, Doc.
Yeah,
shoot me up.
and that's what they did. They shot him up. And there's a lot of guys that never should have been on the field that played hurt. And a lot of them, if they would not have played, they would have released them.
Okay. Wow.
So now that can't happen. Players have more rights because of the Players Association. And so the game has changed, and now, like the concussion suit, there's a lot of players going to get paid because if you played, I guarantee you got concussion.
Yeah, they say, I think in Philadelphia, actually, the federal court just approved it.
Right.
And if you have Lou Gehrig's or any kind of scoliosis, you're going to get compensated for that. What do you think?
Well, they should. In fact, I think the final ruling will be November the 14th.
Okay.
But there's probably not a guy playing that shouldn't be getting some kind of money.
Yeah, he plays many positions, so how does that take into the mental health of a player? Say somebody's coming from college or high school to college, NFL. What kind of mental capacity do they have to move to the next level?
Well, you got to be tough mentally. And I think there's guys that I thought was probably better than I was, but they weren't mentally tough.
Right.
I will say this. I think going to a black college helped me because at a black college, you either going to be the guy that got carried the load because you don't have 22 great players. Right. You might have 10 great players on the whole team that's capable of going to the next level. So those 10 guys elevate their game and their mind because you got to be the leader.
Right.
And so it helped you, get mentally tough. I think when I got to the pros, the one thing I knew, nobody knew anything about me, but there was nobody there I thought was better than me. I figured if that guy could do it, I could do it.
Exactly.
And so that's the mindset I went in there with, and I said, I got a chance to prove to these guys that although I came from a small black school, I'm going to really show these guys up.
Right.
And that's what I did. I got in there. First time I ever went on to a pro football field. I scored 2 touchdowns on 2 all-pro backs.
Oh, really?
Scored one on Fred Williamson and one on Claude.
You give me the names, huh?
Yeah, they played we played the Oakland Raiders.
See, I just got drafted to the NFL right now, and I finished my first season. What can I do in the off season to make sure I'm still in tip-top shape and I don't come to camp and I'm sluggish and I'm slow? What kind of advice can you give to the younger crowd?
Well, it's impossible now for you to get out of shape.
Impossible? Okay.
Because, see, when I played, when the season was over, my car was packed. I was heading out to Atlanta. So that was it until the day I report back to training camp.
Okay.
But it's altogether different now. they pay you to stay there and work out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, and see, that's have nothing to do with your salary. Them guys make probably another 20,000 just by staying there off season. If you don't miss any of the off season workout,
Right.
and you stay there and go to the weight room every day, you get paid to do that.
Well, why wouldn't you do that?
So that's why you have so many guys. So that's why you see guys staying around.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, you're not from here, but they stay around.
Well, they working out, they getting paid, they get a bonus for doing that.
Okay.
But me personally, I think that's why you got so many guys getting hurt now. See, the body is like anything else. The body need rest.
It does need rest.
And
the
so-
overtraining will hinder
Right.
your body.
So you got all of these guys now, they're coming up with torn Achilles, pulled muscles they've missed in all this time. Well, I think that's because the body never have a chance to shut down and get away from all that.
Right.
So that's just my theory. It doesn't have to be right, but I think the body need to get some rest. We also want to go into the school system
Okay.
and help the young kids understand, because I do a lot of speaking in school, and one of the things I always ask the kids, how many of you all understand the stock market? And I may get 2 or 3 kids raise their hand. I said, why not? Every one of you all should understand, because if the stock market go broke, the world come to an end. So why don't y'all understand? But the problem is, most of them parents don't understand.
Exactly.
So you can't teach what you don't know.
Right.
So these are some goals that I have. I don't know, I'm getting to the point where, I'm kicking on up there. So.
Kicking on up there? Nah, you wouldn't believe how old this guy is. He doesn't look it.
Yeah, I'm 72, man.
72 years old. You kidding
But
me?
I feel like I'm 22. So,
It's all the state of mind.
Yeah.
What's your favorite football team?
Well, I just like good football teams. Believe it or not, I really pulled. I was pulling for Denver last year, and I guess the reason I pulled from is Peyton Manning, such a low key guy.
I agree with you.
And such a guy who really always give credit to the people around him.
Right.
And so, you can't help but pull for the guy. But Seattle have a great team. But, and I always say this, no matter how great your team is, somebody going to catch you.
Somebody will catch up.
Somebody going to catch you.
Yeah.
It's just like the Miami Heat,
Yeah.
Somebody catch you. And that's what makes sports so great. When you at the top, all the rest of the guys are trying to pull you down. And so eventually somebody going to figure out how to hit you.
This is Solomon Brennan. Really quickly, could you tell our viewers some of the events you have coming up with the association?
Yeah, we have the August 2nd over in Riverdale, Georgia. We have another football camp for kids. And then in September the 18th, we have a golf tournament at Stone Mountain. And, if anybody out there have something that they would like for the NFL Players Association to get involved in, you can always go to the website and get the Atlanta Metro chapter. Go to Atlanta Metro chapter. And, text me or one of the players and tell us what you have coming up. And we'll get back in touch with you. And you can always get us to at least get some guys there to help you participate. I'm accessible, so people who want to get in touch with me, my number is area code 44228-9711. That's my home. My cell is 446605556. People can call me, and I can't promise you I can solve all your problems, but if it's something I can help you with, I'll be more than glad to.
That's awesome, Sal. I really appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate you taking the time just to think I have enough to say to anybody.
Of course. I like this interview. It's very good. Again, this is Jazz for OldFashionedHealth.com. Again, we focus on physical, nutrition, and mental health. Stick around. Always show our videos on OldFashionedHealth.com. Until the next time, this is Jazz, OldFashionedHealth.com.